Trust is the invisible thread that holds any relationship together. Without it, even the strongest bonds can weaken over time. In a world where misunderstandings and insecurities can easily creep in, trust serves as the foundation that ensures stability, security, and emotional well-being. It is not something that happens overnight. Rather, it is built through consistent actions, honesty, and mutual respect. Just like a fragile glass, once broken, trust is difficult to repair, and even if it is restored, the cracks may still remain. That is why maintaining trust is far more important than having to rebuild it later. A relationship without trust is filled with doubt, anxiety, and suspicion. When trust exists, both individuals feel safe, valued, and confident in their connection. They know they can rely on each other, whether during times of joy or adversity. There is no need for constant reassurance or the fear of being abandoned. Trust eliminates unnecessary doubts and allows people to love freely without hesitation. Imagine being in a relationship where you constantly question your partner's actions, words, or intentions. Such a dynamic creates unnecessary emotional turmoil and can lead to toxic patterns of overthinking, jealousy, and control. In contrast, when trust is strong, there is an unspoken understanding that both individuals will act with integrity, even in each other's absence. Trust is built through consistent actions rather than mere words. A person can say, I love you 100 times, but if their actions do not reflect their words, those statements become meaningless. Keeping promises, being reliable, and showing up when needed are the true markers of trust. A relationship flourishes when both individuals know they can count on each other, not just when it is convenient, but especially during difficult moments. People often think that grand gestures strengthen relationships, but it is actually the small, everyday actions that build unshakable trust. Responding to a message when promised, being honest even when the truth is uncomfortable, and standing by each other during tough times. These simple yet powerful moments create a lasting foundation of trust. Insecurity is one of the biggest threats to trust. When someone has been hurt in the past, they may struggle to trust again. However, bringing past wounds into a new relationship only creates unnecessary barriers. Trust requires vulnerability, and vulnerability requires courage. It means believing in the sincerity of someone's actions despite previous disappointments. A real relationship acknowledges past pain, but does not let it dictate the future. Instead, both individuals commit to proving through their actions that they are worthy of each other's trust. At the same time, trust should never be taken for granted. Just because someone trusts us today does not mean they will always trust us. It is an ongoing process that requires effort from both sides. This means being honest even when it is difficult, apologizing when mistakes happen, and reassuring the other person when needed. Even in long-term relationships, people must actively nurture trust through communication, patience, and consistency. Trust also allows for personal growth. When we trust someone, we give them the space to be themselves without fear of judgment. This freedom strengthens the relationship because both individuals feel valued for who they truly are, not just for who they pretend to be. They know. A healthy relationship encourages growth, knowing that trust will not be broken even when personal dreams, aspirations, or challenges arise. In the end, trust is not about perfection. It is about consistency. It is about proving through actions time and time again that the relationship is a safe place where honesty, loyalty, and understanding thrive. Secrets have the power to create distance in even the closest relationships. When two people are truly connected, there should be no need to hide thoughts, feelings, or actions from each other. A real relationship thrives on openness, where both individuals feel safe enough to share their truths without fear of judgment or rejection. or rejection. Keeping secrets, no matter how small, creates an invisible barrier that weakens trust and intimacy over time, even if the secret itself seems insignificant. The mere act of concealing something introduces doubt, and doubt can slowly erode the foundation of any strong relationship. People often keep secrets because they fear the consequences of honesty. They worry about how the other person might react, whether it will lead to conflict, disappointment, or even heartbreak. However, withholding the truth only postpones the inevitable. The longer a secret is kept, the more damaging it becomes. When the truth eventually comes out, the betrayal of trust often hurts far more than the secret itself. The person who is kept in the dark may feel deceived, questioning not only the secret but also everything else in the relationship. It creates a lingering question. If they hid this from me, what else might they be hiding? Transparency in a relationship does not mean sharing every single thought without consideration, but it does mean being honest about things that matter. It means being open about feelings, intentions, and actions that could impact the relationship. True connection happens when both individuals feel like they truly know each other without hidden layers of doubt or suspicion. When there are no secrets, both partners can be at ease, knowing they are fully accepted for who they are, not for an illusion maintained through deception. At times, people justify keeping secrets by saying they are protecting the other person's feelings. They believe that certain truths might hurt too much, so it is better left unsaid. However, the reality is that withholding the truth is rarely an act of kindness. It is often a way of avoiding responsibility. In a healthy relationship, both partners have the right to make informed decisions based on the truth, even if it is difficult to hear. The pain of honesty is temporary, but the pain of discovering a long-kept secret can last a lifetime. Honesty fosters emotional security. When there are no secrets, both individuals feel confident that they truly know and understand each other. This security creates an unbreakable bond where trust deepens with time. In contrast, a relationship filled with secrets breeds insecurity. It leads to second-guessing, overthinking, and unnecessary anxiety. Instead of feeling secure in the relationship, the person who senses secrecy may become consumed by doubt, constantly questioning whether they are being told the whole truth. A relationship without secrets is not only about avoiding dishonesty, but also about embracing vulnerability. Being open about fears, insecurities, and past mistakes takes courage, but it also deepens the emotional connection. When someone shares their truths, even the uncomfortable ones, it signals trust in the other person. It shows a willingness to be fully seen, imperfections and all. This level of openness strengthens relationships, creating a space where both individuals feel safe to express themselves honestly. No relationship is perfect, and mistakes are bound to happen. But the true test of any relationship is how these mistakes are handled. Do both individuals choose honesty, even when it is difficult? Or do they resort to secrecy out of fear or convenience? When honesty becomes the foundation, even challenges can be faced together. There is no need to hide, no need to live in fear of being exposed. Instead, there is mutual respect and understanding, which leads to a bond that can withstand any hardship. In the end, a relationship built on honesty and transparency will always be stronger than one filled with secrets. The truth may not always be easy, but it is always necessary for a love that lasts. Lies, no matter how small, have the power to break even the strongest relationships. A real relationship is built on a foundation of truth, where both individuals feel secure, knowing they can trust each other completely. Lies create cracks in this foundation, and over time, these cracks widen until the relationship becomes unstable. While some lies may seem harmless or even necessary to avoid conflict, they often lead to more deception. One small lie requires another to cover it up, and before long, a web of dishonesty takes the place of genuine connection. Trust is not something that can be easily restored once broken. When one person discovers they have been lied to, it doesn't just make them question the specific situation. It makes them question everything. If a lie was told once, how can they be sure there aren't more? Even if the person who lied promises to be honest moving forward, the doubt has already been planted. The betrayed person may start second-guessing past conversations, replaying moments in their mind, wondering how much of their shared history was real. This uncertainty creates emotional distance, making it difficult for the relationship to function in the same way. Many people lie out of fear of judgment, fear of hurting their partner, or fear of consequences. However, lying does not prevent pain. It only delays it. The truth always finds its way to the surface, and when it does, the pain of betrayal is often worse than the pain the original lie was meant to avoid. Instead of protecting the relationship, lies destroy the trust that holds it together. In contrast, choosing honesty, even in difficult situations, may cause temporary discomfort but ultimately strengthens the relationship. It shows respect for the other person's right to know the truth and make informed decisions based on it. A relationship free of lies fosters a sense of emotional safety. When both individuals know they are being truthful with each other, they don't have to worry about hidden motives or secrets. They can be themselves completely, without fear that the other person is pretending to be something they're not. This kind of honesty encourages open communication, allowing both partners to discuss their thoughts, feelings, and concerns without hesitation. When there is nothing to hide, misunderstandings decrease and deeper emotional intimacy develops. In some cases, people lie to maintain an illusion of perfection. They hide their mistakes, weaknesses, or failures because they fear their partner will see them differently. However, perfection is not what creates strong relationships. Authenticity does. Being honest about one's flaws and struggles builds a deeper connection because it allows both individuals to support each other. No one is perfect, and pretending to be only creates unrealistic expectations. True love is about accepting and embracing each other's imperfections, and that can only happen when there is honesty. Lies also create an imbalance in relationships. When one person is dishonest, they hold power over the other by controlling the information they receive. This creates an unfair dynamic where one person makes decisions based on partial truths, while the other controls the narrative. A healthy relationship, however, thrives on equality, where both individuals have the same level of understanding and knowledge. Honesty ensures that neither person is manipulating the other, and both can move forward together with mutual respect and trust. It is important to recognize that honesty does not mean being harsh or insensitive. The way the truth is communicated matters just as much as the truth itself. Being truthful does not mean being hurtful. It means choosing words carefully while ensuring that transparency is maintained. In a loving relationship, difficult conversations should be approached with kindness and understanding, ensuring that honesty strengthens the bond rather than causing unnecessary pain. The strongest relationships are those where both individuals can rely on each other completely, knowing there are no hidden agendas or falsehoods. Lies may offer temporary ease, but they create long-term damage. Choosing truth, even when it is difficult, is the only way to build a connection that can stand the test of time. True relationships thrive on open communication. Without honest conversations, misunderstandings grow, insecurities develop, and assumptions take the place of reality. When two people can talk openly about their thoughts, feelings, fears, and dreams, they build a deeper connection that is difficult to break. Communication is not just about speaking. It is about listening, understanding, and responding in a way that makes the other person feel valued and heard. When partners communicate openly, there is no room for secrets or hidden emotions that could later turn into resentment. Instead, every issue is addressed as it arises, preventing small problems from escalating into major conflicts. Many relationships struggle because communication is approached as a battle, where one person wants to be right rather than seeking to understand. But in a strong, trusting relationship, communication is not about winning an argument. It is about solving problems together. If two people approach a conversation with the goal of listening rather than defending, they create an environment where honesty flourishes. When someone feels heard, they become more willing to share their emotions rather than hiding them. This, in turn, strengthens trust and removes the need for secrecy. Listening is just as important as speaking. Many times, people think they are communicating when they are actually just waiting for their turn to talk. Real listening means focusing on the other person's words, emotions, and body language rather than forming a response in your head while they are still speaking. It means asking questions to clarify rather than assuming. When one person listens with patience and respect, it encourages the other to do the same. This mutual understanding builds a relationship where both feel safe to express themselves fully without fear of judgment or dismissal. Miscommunication is one of the biggest sources of conflict in relationships. A simple misunderstanding can lead to hurt feelings, unnecessary arguments, and emotional distance. This is why it is important to express feelings clearly rather than expecting the other person to read minds. Many problems arise when people assume their partner should just know how they feel. But the truth is, no one can understand another person's thoughts without them being spoken. Clarity in communication removes doubt and prevents assumptions from leading to unnecessary tension. Respectful communication also means expressing difficult emotions without attacking the other person. It is natural to feel frustrated or hurt at times, but the way those emotions are communicated makes all the difference. Blaming, shouting, or using hurtful words only pushes the other person away, making it harder for them to listen. Instead, speaking with honesty, kindness, and a willingness to find solutions together helps resolve conflicts without damaging the relationship. When both people feel safe enough to express their emotions without fear of negative reactions, trust deepens and the bond strengthens. Another important aspect of communication is consistency. A relationship where one person opens up sometimes but remains distant at other times creates confusion and instability. Consistent, honest conversations reassure both partners that they can rely on each other no matter what. It removes the need for second-guessing and brings a sense of emotional security. Even during disagreements, if communication remains respectful and open, the relationship will continue to grow rather than weaken. Technology has made communication easier in many ways, but also more complicated. Messages can be misinterpreted, tone can be misunderstood, and meaningful conversations can get replaced with brief, surface-level exchanges. While texting and social media have their place, real communication requires face-to-face or at least voice-to-voice interaction. Hearing someone's tone, seeing their expressions, and having uninterrupted discussions create a deeper connection that digital communication often lacks. Trust is built when words align with actions. If someone says they care but their actions show otherwise, their words lose meaning. Honest communication should not only exist in conversations, but should be reflected in the way partners treat each other daily. Small actions, such as checking in on each other, keeping promises, and being present in moments that matter, are just as important as spoken words. No relationship is perfect, and disagreements will happen. But when communication is strong, even challenges become opportunities for growth rather than sources of division. A real relationship does not rely on unspoken expectations, mind games, or hidden emotions. It is built on the confidence that no matter what happens, both individuals will talk through their issues with honesty, patience, and respect. Communication is not just a skill. It is the foundation upon which trust, understanding, and deep connection are built. Lies, no matter how small, can create cracks in even the strongest of relationships. When one partner chooses dishonesty over truth, it not only betrays trust, but also changes the entire dynamic of the relationship. In the beginning, a lie may seem harmless, not even necessary to avoid hurting the other person's feelings. But over time, lies become habits, and habits shape the nature of the relationship. The foundation built on lies is fragile, always at risk of collapsing under the weight of deception. The truth, no matter how difficult, holds far more strength than any falsehood ever could. One of the biggest dangers of lies is that they multiply. A person who tells one lie often finds themselves needing to tell another to cover it up. Before they realize it, they are trapped in a web of dishonesty, and the relationship begins to suffer. The other partner may sense that something is off, even if they cannot pinpoint exactly what. Doubts start creeping in, and insecurity replaces security. Lies destroy the sense of safety that a real relationship provides, leaving behind uncertainty and emotional distance. Even the most loving relationship can crumble if dishonesty becomes a pattern. Many people lie out of fear of disappointing their partner, fear of confrontation, or fear of facing the consequences of their actions. However, avoiding the truth does not erase reality. The moment dishonesty enters a relationship, it creates a barrier between two people. No matter how much love exists, lie makes the other person question whether they truly know their partner. The strength of a real relationship lies in its ability to handle the truth, even when it is uncomfortable. When both partners choose honesty over deceit, they create an environment where trust flourishes and love deepens. Another form of dishonesty that damages relationships is hiding emotions. Some people believe that keeping their feelings to themselves protects the relationship, but in reality, it does the opposite. Suppressing emotions leads to resentment, which eventually spills over in unhealthy ways. Instead of pretending that everything is fine when it is not, open communication allows both partners to address issues before they grow into major problems. Honesty is not just about telling the truth regarding actions. It is also about expressing true emotions, fears, and desires. Trust is difficult to earn, but easy to lose. One moment of dishonesty can undo years of trust building. Even if the truth eventually comes out, the damage left behind by lies can take a long time to heal. The person who was lied to may struggle with doubts, wondering if they can ever fully trust their partner again. They may start questioning other aspects of the relationship, wondering if more lies exist beneath the surface. This is why even a small lie is never worth the risk. The short-term discomfort of telling the truth is far better than the long-term damage caused by deception. A real relationship is one where both individuals can be their true selves without fear of judgment. Lies force people to wear masks, pretending to be someone they are not in order to maintain an illusion. But true love does not require illusions. It thrives in authenticity. When both partners are honest, they allow each other to see their real thoughts, flaws, and vulnerabilities. This kind of honesty strengthens bonds because it proves that the love between them is real, not just a result of pretending to be perfect. Forgiveness is possible when honesty is present. Everyone makes mistakes, and no relationship is without challenges. However, when someone owns up to their mistakes instead of covering them with lies, they show respect for their partner and the relationship itself. A person who sincerely apologizes and takes responsibility for their actions is far more trustworthy than someone who constantly hides behind dishonesty. The ability to be truthful, even in difficult moments, is what sets real relationships apart from those built on shallow foundations. Foundations. Oh. Some people justify lying by saying they do it to protect their partner from pain. However, withholding the truth is not protection. It is control. It takes away the other person's right to make informed decisions about their own life and their relationship. True respect means trusting the other person enough to handle the truth, even when it is painful. A real relationship is based on mutual honesty, where both partners are treated as equals, capable of understanding and overcoming challenges together. When trust is unshakable, love feels effortless. There is no need to second-guess words or actions because both partners know that honesty is at the core of their relationship. There is freedom in knowing that no matter what happens, they can rely on each other to be truthful. This kind of security creates a deep emotional connection, making the relationship stronger and more fulfilling. The absence of lies does not mean the absence of problems, but it does mean that whatever challenges arise, they can be faced together with trust intact. In a real relationship, honesty is not just an expectation. It is a necessity. A real relationship is not just about love, affection, or companionship. It is about the unwavering commitment to honesty and transparency. When two people come together to share their lives, they are not just sharing happy moments. They are also trusting each other with their deepest fears, insecurities, and vulnerabilities. In such a space, secrecy becomes a silent destroyer. The presence of secrets, no matter how small they seem, creates an invisible distance between two people. It starts as something subtle, perhaps just withholding certain details or avoiding difficult conversations, but over time, it builds a wall that can become impossible to break down. Many people keep secrets in relationships out of fear of judgment, fear of losing their partner, or fear of conflict. But in reality, secrecy only creates more problems. A relationship should be a place where both individuals feel safe to be their true selves, without having to hide parts of their lives or personalities. When someone begins to keep secrets, they are essentially sending a message that they do not fully trust their partner with the truth. This lack of openness, even if unintentional, makes the other person feel excluded from an important part of their partner's life. It creates uncertainty, causing them to wonder what else might be hidden. This doubt can slowly chip away at even the strongest bond. A healthy relationship thrives on emotional intimacy, and intimacy cannot exist in a space where secrecy prevails. True connection happens when both people can be completely open, knowing that they are accepted and valued for who they truly are. When secrets come into play, they create emotional barriers that prevent genuine closeness. The person keeping the secret may start to withdraw, feeling guilty or afraid of being found out. Meanwhile, the other person may sense this distance, even if they do not know the reason for it. This emotional disconnect can lead to frustration, misunderstandings, and eventually, a loss of trust. There are different kinds of secrets in relationships. And while some may seem harmless, they all have an impact. And it could be something as simple as hiding certain thoughts and emotions, or something more significant like financial decisions, past experiences, or unspoken concerns about the relationship itself. The problem is not just the secret itself, but what it represents, a lack of complete openness. When one partner begins to filter what they share, the other partner is left with only half of the truth, making it impossible to fully understand or support them. Trust is the foundation of every strong relationship, and secrets weaken that foundation. Then will feast. When someone eventually discovers that something was kept from them, their immediate reaction is often betrayal, even if the secret was not something life-altering. The very act of hiding something suggests deception, and that can be difficult to forgive. Once trust is broken, it takes a long time to rebuild. And in some cases, it may never fully recover. Even if the person who kept the secret had no bad intentions, the damage is already done. The other person is left wondering, if they hid this from me, what else could they be hiding? These lingering doubts can create insecurity that lasts far beyond the initial issue. Transparency, on the other hand, strengthens relationships. It allows both people to fully understand and support each other. Instead of fearing judgment, they feel safe enough to share their true thoughts, feelings, and experiences. This level of openness fosters deep emotional intimacy, making the bond between them unbreakable. Even when difficult topics arise, an honest relationship can handle them with maturity and understanding. Of course, honesty does not mean being hurtful or tactless. It is possible to be truthful while also being kind and considerate. The key is to communicate with love and respect, ensuring that honesty is used to strengthen the relationship rather than harm it. Being open does not mean saying everything without thinking. It means sharing with the intention of building trust and closeness. A real relationship is not about pretending to be perfect. It is about being real, even in moments of imperfection. Another important aspect of honesty is being true to oneself. Many people keep secrets not only from their partners, but also from themselves. They suppress their real feelings, desires, and concerns, fearing that addressing them might create conflict. But ignoring problems does not make them disappear. It only delays the inevitable. In a strong relationship, both individuals should feel encouraged to express their true selves without fear. They should not have to hide who they are just to maintain peace. Real love accepts the whole person, flaws and all. When both partners choose honesty over secrecy, they create a relationship that is unshakable. They develop a deep level of trust where they know they can rely on each other no matter what. There are no hidden doubts, no second guessing, no unnecessary pain caused by discovering something unexpectedly. Everything is out in the open, and that kind of clarity is what makes love feel secure and lasting. The truth may sometimes be uncomfortable, but it is always better than living in uncertainty. In the end, a real relationship is one where there is no need for secrets, no fear of judgment, and no space for doubt. It is a space where both people can be completely honest, knowing that their love is strong enough to withstand any truth.